You know, yeah, so right now we are trying to go over and recite a few out of standard scope 2. That's some nice music in the background. This one is called Describe Thee. Describe Thee. How do I feel when I'm around you? I hate not seeing you. That's the truest answer. I'm busy, you busy. So when I speak to you, it seems so brief. And oh, how do I dislike it? So I see you as art. I want to learn you righteously. You speak languages to me that I really get excited about. I feel better communication with my pen. I love to see you wear different colors. Maybe I shouldn't tell you what my mind is, where it went, like how tight you really is, the colors of your hidden hairs. Tell me the fight you fight that doesn't seem fair. Tell me about those. Don't be afraid to tell me that I'm prying if it's kind of weird. Beauty is in the eye of the one who holds it. In that case, are you comfortable knowing that I hold you there? My penis tends to grow thick whenever you blow past me at a fast pace, like nobody has the time of day. Or like there's something behind you and you're running away. The game of chess, the game of money, my passion, my drive, the softness of your voice, the softness of eyes. Without words, how do you describe? Yeah, describe thee. ZBM, the standard scope 2, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course we got some romance in there. And this one's called No Period. The dig is the difference. The senseless mentions when all I ever dreamed of was 6 millions and a 6 cents. The game that flows off guts and glory, money and pressure of a true story, the life form of a lifeless authority. And who's to destroy Z? The theory just bores me. The theory of rain forever pouring. Money in the morning, money-wise blowing. All insights to the money as it's printing and as it's sweating. Who's touching the edges where paper cuts so thin? Cleverly, the officer with the time stamp for the trees hit with ink. Cold air and controlled air flowing through central vents that keeps the hot press cool. It's not so sticky. It's not so sticky. One comes and goes without leaving prints, without even a hint of how cash was gripped and lifted and shipped untraced. The dig is the difference. The senseless mentions when all I ever dreamed of was 6 millions and 6 senses. The rooftops where there were real henchmen and real rifle scopes to defend the rubber band stacks of clean currency. Nobody never knows that flows through riverbeds and river streams and feeds those ecosystems that 2 other ecosystems have to live in. The dig is the difference. The senseless mentions. No bender, you already know what's going on. That joint called No Period. Like I said, standard scope 2, it's 20 pieces in the publication. We kept it so it's like the same as standard scope 1. Yeah. And we're gonna do another one. This one's called Bullet for My Valentine. Goosebumps for the days of the heat strokes of my pen. The heat strokes of her once a month pain turned to pleasure. Arched over, speaking her own I gotta start over on that one. Bullet for my Valentine. Goosebumps for the days of my goosebumps for the day of the heat strokes of my pen. The heat strokes of her once a month pain turned to pleasure. Arched over, spanking her own rectum, and in the art collector, adding every image to my mental form. Though the force and the drive, the glee sets my evil sexual soul free. And before she can finish wetting her pussy prints, my hand strokes my penis and our smile surfaces on both of our faces just in time to take this shit seriously. The sex between the last memory is still so fresh that I never had the chance to become a dual energy. Pupils dilated, I think she's become intoxicated with the smell of my demonstration of my manly cantonation, which inhales gracefully, and she bursts like she billowing like a flower boom. Just the vibe of her and now, here and now, the nakedness of our digest, our secret lust, our time to fuck and stare from 10 feet and activate brain cells of euphoria from activated desires built up just within a matter of moments. And I wave my hand for her not to gasp as I ejaculate in my place. This is trust, silence and soulless, pain of holding in the satisfaction. This is trust and soulless, pain, silence and satisfaction. Yeah, you know, bullet for my Valentine. It just got creative, and it was kind of like a lot of twists with the words, and you know, a lot of different paths and with the wordplay. But you know, it's just kind of like all fresh. I haven't really rehearsed anything or whatnot. All right, we're gonna do one more, and we're gonna go to. We're gonna jump into Sneaker Than Fame 2. Same secret. Carlos, what is the weather in the cognitive of the layman immigrant? Who knows? Where does the rain goes? Does his eye flood? Does the frustration make his brain bust? Make his hair grow gray? Make his age go up by the minute? Does he get discouraged and then let them? Does he get discouraged and then lose it? Carlos is Carlino, the same secret for a reason. Yeah, so with this piece right here, I don't know, maybe I'm saying it a certain way. Basically, the author has written a conversation where someone is asking Carlos about the layman immigrant. So it's just about like 8 or 10 questions where this guy is asking, or this person is asking the author, you know, about Carlos, the layman immigrant, or asking Carlos about the layman immigrant. Yeah, something like that, right? All right, one more from Standard Scope 2. This one is called Clocks. Clocks, the cool little fly on the wall. Clocks, the little friend that silently tells the time of the day. The little friend who identifies the position of the sky and moon and the sun day to day, very constructed and precise. Clocks, the communication of the human in the outer space, lights in those galaxies. Clocks, and the obligation to its creator, the obligation of consistency to keep worldly matters to a pinpoint. Clocks that slow the world down, speeds the life up and keeps the message sent. Yeah, you know, it's another creative piece where we just, you know, going somewhere else, man, with the art. And we talking about, you know, clocks and how important they are to the universe, outer space, you know, and whatnot, other, you know, universes or whatever. So, yeah, we just went in a different direction. All right, we got Sneaker Than Fame 2, right? Like I said, it's gonna be 50, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, it's my favorite whenever I'm working on one that's, you know, holding 50, because, you know, it's just a challenge, you know, it's just challenging, and it just like pushes the art, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, you gotta, you know, it's like digging deeper almost. So yeah, it's always fun when I have to do 50 and everything like that, you know. And especially for this one, because this is a volume 2, so I want to kind of keep it aligned with volume 1, even though everything is definitely different and shit like that. So it's like, you know, but as far as the quality, you know, yeah, we wanted to align with the volume 1. But, you know, the texture definitely be originally brand new and whatnot. So, yeah, we're gonna go into Sneaker Than Fame 2. The first one we're going to dab into is called Another Way. Magnificent, tremendous, and so opposite to impending. The nature, eat and transform, alligator, smoke came from Canada, the vapors, even still the paper must be obtained. Now, not just later, the big clock overlooking the city and the valley, easily people fall and lose hold grappling. The art came and destroyed mirrors. The artist pushed stencils in her eyes that held love for the pretty eyebrows sitting just ahead watching her. The man with many missions, the chemist working on adding potions to make real. Yeah, you see, like this one is kind of interesting. I kind of love it, so it's kind of like I stuttered over the word. I'ma start it again. Another way. Magnificent, tremendous, and so opposite to impending. The nature, eat and transform, alligator, smoke came from Canada, the vapors, even still the paper must be obtained. Now, not just later, the big clock overlooking the city and the valley. Easily people fall and lose hold grappling. The art came and destroyed mirrors. The artist pushed stencils and her eyes held love for the pretty eyebrows sitting just ahead of her. The man with many missions, the chemist working on adding potions to make reality different, to make being faster, vicious. The ride so sturdy like new tires from Michelin. The beginning came rough and never smoothed out towards the end, just a strong will and or hunger for dividends, thinking big like the bigger man. The clock that focuses on a bigger hand, every minute to the hour, not every hour to a day. And as obstacles are possible, she just ought to know he's always looking for another way. Yeah, no bending. So you see where that went, you know what I'm saying? Like the author just kind of got real creative. And, you know, the context of it, you know, it kind of was diverse, but I think it was kind of in a straight line, so to speak, where it's talking about the artist, right? But it's also talking about someone being a bigger man, you know what I'm saying? Like focusing on the clock with the bigger hand and all that. So it's just pretty decent. I'm gonna slide into the next one. This one's called Boabab. Boabab. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's actually a tree. Like a tree in a forest, right? It's like 80 feet tall. Like a baobab tree. All avenues of nature, precious drapes from windows where there all avenues of nature, precious drapes from windows where there is Cinderella, and all sparks of excitement. She tripped on polyglot and felt exactly what real life is. Yeah, so right here we're talking about polyglot. It's kind of where this is going. But we're talking about the baobab tree as well, so I'm just start over. I started on a word. All avenues of nature, precious drapes from windows where there is Cinderella and all the sparks of excitement. She tripped on polyglot and felt exactly what real life is. The flowing water down 1, 2, even 3 streams of open plant fields. For not only vermin, but the worm in the bark of those 200-year-old trees to taste, the leaves and the smell, the honeybees. 99 degrees at night, it's 20 degrees. Such a drastic drop from the top of the sycamore tree, 80 feet to a harsh landing. A serious word from the hummingbirds, and you think they knew clever words. The caterpillars are in deep search for better herbs. Butterflies light the sky with colors and soft syllables. The punch from the martins to capture swallows or parrots gain attention as the chasing begins. The noise comes alive, of course. The game begins. The rain tends to drench many crevices therein. Only the squirrel avoid many of this in the core of a baobab tree, giving many medicinal needs. Yeah, so you see what that went. That's like some in the forest hiking type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So you just see where the author can go with the art, man. And we just, you know, like I said, Sneaker and Film too. We want to be able to do that with this one, because like I said, we want to line it with the volume 1, and it's 50 in total. So we want to jump, man. We gotta jump from almost like planet to planet with the shit. And we're gonna do one more, man. I don't want to spoil too much of the content of you know, upcoming literature and shit, but we're gonna do one more. This one's called Must Advance. In moments of survey, the last reality to ever imagine, the grass that's greener, the food that's cleaner, the words with meanings, days without clarity and without peace, problematic right under our nose, it's systematic, the orchestrated reasons we face many disasters in our trenches, the uncommon truths about our realities, the unsatisfying answers to our doubts and insecurities on the hunt for the forever and more remedies for the forever and more memories, so all the sufferings don't go in vicious vein, where there is no gains and all the losses for the bosses who can't afford any more wildfire crosses in the cold air of the night that only invites more devastation, more losses that you can count on your life's capacity, lifespan, and the one hope we. I messed that over on this one, all right? Because this is a good piece, but I'm about to fuck it up. This is called Must Advance. In the moments of survey, the last reality to ever imagine, the grass that's greener, the food that's cleaner, the words with meanings, days without clarity and without peace, problematic right under our nose is systematic, the orchestrated reasons we face many disasters in our trenches, the uncommon truths about our realities, the unsatisfying answers to our doubts and insecurities, on a hunt for the forever and more remedies, the forever and more memories, so all the sufferings don't go in vicious vein, where there is no gains, and all losses for the bosses who can't afford any more wildfire crosses in the cold air of the night that only invites more devastation, more losses that you can count on your life's capacity, lifespan, and the one hope must remain the same. We must advance. Yeah, no bender. So you see what's going on, man. Like I said, Sneaker and Film 2, Standard of Scope 2. Yeah, ZBM.